Alibaba just dropped something huge, a brand new AI called Tongyi DeepResearch. So in this video, I'm going to break it all down for you. So first of all, let's talk about what exactly is Tongyi DeepResearch. Well, think of it like this. Most AI tools we use today, like ChatGPT or Claude, are built to give you quick answers. You ask a question, they give you a response, and that's it. But Tongyi DeepResearch is different. It's designed to act more like a research assistant, someone who doesn't just stop at the first answer, but actually digs deeper. Instead of just spitting out a reply, this AI can go step by step, gather information from multiple sources, connect the dots, and then give you a well thought out answer. Alright, now let's talk about what's exactly under the hood of Tongdi Diff Research, because this is where it gets really interesting. First, the size. The model has about 30 billion parameters. But here's the cool part. Even though it has 30 billion, it doesn't fire all of them at once. For each word or token, it only activates about 3.3 billion. That means it's not just powerful, it's also efficient. Next, the context window. This AI can handle 128,000 tokens at once. Another important thing is the license. Alibaba has released this under the Apache 2.0 open source license, which is basically means anyone can use it, share it, or even build their own projects on top of it without legal headaches. That's very different from closed models like ChatGPT or Claude, where you're stuck using only what company gives you. And finally, let's talk about how it actually operates. Tongki Deep Research has two models. The first one is called React Mode. Think of it as easy step-by-step reasoning. The AI thinks, takes an action, looks at the result, and then continues, like a researcher checking their notes after each step. But then there is heavy mode, also called the inter-research paradigm. This is for the really complex stuff. Here, the AI breaks a big problem into smaller chunks, works on them in multiple rounds, and sometimes even uses multiple agents in parallel before continuing everything together into one final answer. Now, here's the part that makes Tongji Research so powerful, the way it was actually trained. Instead of just feeding it a giant pile of data and hoping for the best, Alibaba used a very structured three-stage pipeline. Let me break it down. The first stage is called agentic continual pre-training. Think of this as the foundation. At this stage, the AI is learning board behaviors, how to think, how to act step by step, and how to handle situations where it needs to reason, not just memorize. It's kind of like teaching a student how to study, not just cramming information into their head. The second stage is supervised fine tuning. Here, the AI gets examples of the correct answers and learns from them. Imagine giving a student practice test with the correct solutions. They see where they went wrong and improve. This step makes the AI more reliable and accurate. The third stage is called reinforcement learning, and specifically a method called GRPO, which stands for Group Relative Policy Optimization. Don't let the name scare you. All it means is that the AI learns by trial and error, kind of like a game. It tries different approaches, gets feedback on what works and what doesn't, and then adjusts itself to get better over time. It's basically training the AI to make smarter decisions on its own. But training wasn't done just on random data. Alibaba also built synthetic environments for the AI to practice in. For example, they created copies of things like Wikipedia so the AI could explore and research safely. They also gave it a tool sandbox where it could practice coding, making observations, and planning actions without messing anything up in the real world. And here's the clever part, the training was adaptive. That means as the AI improved, the system gave it harder and harder tasks, just like a video game that gets more challenging as you get better. This way, Truncative Research did just memorize easy stuff, it learned how to handle complex, unpredictable problems step by step. Alright, so everything I have said so far sounds impressive, but here's the real question, does it actually work? Because at the end of the day, we don't just care about fancy words like 30 billion parameters reinforcement learning, we care about how it performs. And honestly, the results are shocking in a good way. Targeted research was tested on some of the toughest AI benchmarks out there, and it didn't just do well, in some cases it outperformed the best. For example, there is a benchmark called Humanity's Last Exam. It's basically designed to push AI models to their limit, like the final boss battle for artificial intelligence. Tongyi DeepResearch scored 32.9 on that test. And here is the kicker. It actually beat OpenAI's highly advanced O3 model. That's huge. Then on other benchmarks like Browse.com, Xbench Deep Search, WebWorker QA, and Friends, it also delivered really strong results. These aren't easy tests. They involve deep reasoning, online browsing, and multi-step problem solving. And Tongyi DeepResearch showed it could handle them all. But one of the most exciting parts is in the legal field. When tested on legal research tasks, things like citing cases accurately or pulling out key points from long judgments, Tongitative research actually outperformed both OpenAI and Anthropic's research agents. That's a big deal because legal research is one of the hardest areas for AI. The details matter, and getting one thing wrong can change the whole meaning. Alright, if you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel because I will be covering more AI updates like this and you don't want to miss what's coming next.